Hey guys, welcome back to the Nitty Gritty of Real Estate podcast. Today we're talking about inflation and interest rates in 2022. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Nitty Gritty of Real Estate podcast. I'm here with Tom Krieger of the Tom J. Krieger team, and I'm Joe Brown, the head of the marketing division here on the Tom J. Krieger team. So inflation and interest rates, there's some big things happening with both of those.
Yeah.
We have a lot of buyers who are getting terrified, current home buyers getting terrified of these rising rates going, I'm completely out of this. And then inflation on affordability, especially with the everyday goods that we buy, are increasing. But the way we look at interest rates might be a little bit different. So, Tom, adjusted for inflation, what are we seeing happening with interest rates?
Well, Joe, this is going to be a topic that we got to stay out of the weeds in, but it's going to suck us down like the grindylows in the lake, okay? So interest rates are actually turning negative when you compare them to the inflation we're having right now, okay? There's been several reports out. We have home buyers that have sticker shock. In the last 18 months, the price of homes has gone up tremendously.
Yeah.
But compare that to the interest rates that have gone up. And then compare that to the inflation that's gone up.
Yeah.
And so when we see our mortgage rates go from 3.1% up to 5.25%, now it's 5.5%, the buyers, they're starting to consider, is it right? Am I making the best move? Am I really, should I be waiting for things to come down? Is this the right time? Should I rent? There's all those questions out there. So what I want to share with people right now is understand that interest rates at 5% or 5.5%, when you factor in the deduction for tax purposes, usually a little under 4, like 4.8 or 4.9%, right? Mm-hmm. You are locking a mortgage payment in right now at today's dollars, okay?
Yeah.
As interest rate stays the same and the value of the house increases because of inflation, you are buying tomorrow's assets with today's dollars.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to share some things with everybody here, and I've got some things written down because it is a little complicated, okay?
And this is from Fortune Magazine. We will link this article
Absolutely.
below.
You need to read this. So mortgage rates that exceed increases in what families pay for groceries, shelter, and transportation have been a fact of life for decades. From the beginning of 1990 to the end of last year, the home loan rate has exceeded inflation by a median of 3.6 points. As recently as December of 2020, new buyers were booking mortgages at 2.7%, while the consumer price index lopped at just 1.3%, putting the real or inflation-adjusted home loan rate at 1.4%. So the loan after tax consequences was about 2.7%, and your consumer price index was 1.3. You subtract the 1.3 from the 2.7. That's how you end up with the 1.4% of adjusted home loan interest rate. Now, suddenly those numbers have reversed almost overnight. While mortgage rates have nearly doubled since the start of 2021, inflation's waxed far faster, exploding 6 to 7-fold. Beginning in January, the real mortgage number went negative for the first time since the 1970s, 50 years ago. And by April, the consumer price index reading hit 8.6%, exceeding the average home loan of just under 5% by 4.4%. So you got 8.6, and you've got just under 5%. That difference is 4.4%. We're now in virtually unknown era when it comes to negative interest rates, okay?
Even compared to 1970.
Exactly. So what we've seen is the aspect of mortgages interest rates rise, they're negative in comparison to what inflation is doing. Okay. Now, what does inflation do? Inflation affects your wages, right? So if you have a 5% increase in your wage, which is the current increase that I found on wages right now from the federal government. So let's take an example here. And again, I'm going to try and make this really simple. If you have a family and you're making $90,000 a year and you're taking home around $70,000 after you pay your taxes, you got a loan, let's say a year ago, for 3.7%, or even pre-COVID, 3.7% home loan in the late 2019. It's really costing you about 2.9% because you get to deduct the tax aspect of it. So that's what it is as far as the real interest rate. Your annual cash outlay for a $700,000 home would be about $20,300, okay? Or about 2.9% of the $700,000 home. That equates to about $1,700 a month. Now, that's just the principal and interest payment, not your taxes. At the close of 2019, the consumer price index was increasing at an annual rate of about 2%. So say their incomes are beating inflation by 2 points because it's going up by 2, but you're getting a 4% raise or a 5% raise, right?
To keep up with inflation.
Yeah. So the paychecks swell each year by about 4%. If the U.S. had stayed in its former 2% trajectory of inflation, consumer prices and their inflated adjusted mortgage payment 3 years hence would have been about $19,130 a year, or almost $1,600 a month. So here's the beauty right now, is that you are paying for the appreciation value in the future at today's discounted dollars.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you wait till inflation slows down, the value of the house is going to keep going up, and the loans rate, the interest rate on the loans is going to keep going up. You're not going to catch up. Hey everyone, we want to interrupt this episode to let you know that we are a Keller Williams Southern Arizona franchise.
We are also realtors practicing equal housing. Now let's get you back to the podcast.
You're going to be paying for tomorrow's appreciation with tomorrow's dollars, which mean or are worth less than today's dollars.
Gotcha.
Today's dollars buy more than tomorrow's dollars. Understanding that. So if you lock in today, even though your rate may be 5.5%, as your wage goes up, the amount of money or the percentage of your gross income will get less and less every year. So in that example, if you had a $90,000 was your income, you bought the $700,000 mortgage home, 22.5% of your income would go to make your mortgage payment, okay? If your wages go up by just 4%, okay, for 3 years, only 20% of your gross income will go to pay that fixed mortgage payment. So you literally are getting 2.5% more disposable income.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big difference.
So if you think about that, 20% and 22.5%, so 2.5%, that's about $5,000.
That's a vacation.
Yeah. Or that covers $5 gas. Right?
Yeah.
So the concept, you have to understand that mortgage rates are going up, but inflation is going up faster. And if you don't lock in a mortgage soon, with the houses increasing and interest rates increasing, you may reach an unaffordability index. Oh, and by the way, rental prices have gone up 25% in areas and as much as 40% in other areas. So think about that. If you had $1,000 a month mortgage payment, it's $1,400 now.
Yeah. Wow. That's a huge difference. So owning real estate makes a lot of sense right now.
Well, yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense. But what we were trying to talk about is, how does inflation and interest rates compare.
Yeah.
Inflation is going way faster than interest rates.
Right.
So best to lock in the interest rates now while inflation is running away so you can ride the coattails of that inflation.
Yep. Yeah. And the Fed can't raise the rates too fast. Otherwise, we'll see an immediate response in the market.
Well, we've seen that, Joe.
We've seen it.
Yeah, we've really seen that. I think the Feds need to raise at least another 150 basis points.
Yeah.
We have to slow this inflation down.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, inflation hits the poorest of us. Okay, you and I buy a gallon of gasoline.
Yep.
But somebody who doesn't have the income that you and I have, they pay the same. They don't give them a discount on the gasoline.
Right.
You don't go in there and say, my W-2 is this and his is that, so charge him more. It
Yeah.
doesn't work that way, right?
Right.
So the less fortunate, the less economically seasoned or income seasoned type of people are the ones who always pay the price.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, you should contact a professional like us or somebody else. Get with a lender, figure it out. A lot of people think I'm crazy when I say this. Now is a great time to buy real estate.
Yes.
Now is a great time to buy real estate. Just like I said it in 2010, it's a great time to buy real estate. And the people that were picking up $40,000 and $50,000 houses back then that are $225,
Yeah. Yeah. That was a pretty good investment.
they're going, boy, that Tom knew something, right?
Right.
I think the same thing is here right now, not to the degree, but the thinking.
Yeah.
The thinking. You have to swim the other way when people are all going one way. That's how you get yourself in a better position.
So the smart person, rather than looking at the numbers on the surface, on the face of things, the
Right.
smart person who looks at these numbers and adds them or subtracts them, I should say, inflation versus interest, would be going, maybe it is a good time to buy.
Yeah, it's just a mathematical equation is really all it is, okay?
Right.
And when you understand that today's dollars buy more than tomorrow's dollars,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And you get to use the number today in tomorrow's dollars,
Yep.
okay? So here's a simple way. Right now, I'm paying a quarter to live in this house. But in 3 years, because of the devaluation of that quarter, it'll be a nickel of today's money. I'm paying a nickel to live in this house. And a few years later, it's a penny,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So you're paying the same amount, but the buying power of what you're using to pay is
dropping.
less.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about mortgages, is that today's dollars are more valuable than tomorrow's dollars. And you lock in today at today's value of the dollar, not tomorrow's value of the dollar.
That's some great advice.
Yeah.
Listen to that, digest it. Again, we'll have this article linked below so you can read the full thing. And especially if you're not a numbers guy like me and you need to look at it and sort of study on those a little bit more, that's something I would need to do. I have the more right brain mentality than left. So we'll definitely link that for you guys.
Contact us.
yeah.
I mean, if it's a little overwhelming, contact us. We'd love to sit down and talk with you about it. We can do a Zoom call or a little bit of working with you on the phone, whatever, just to get you to understand that renting right now is a lose-lose situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we said we have some agents that we can send you to who do understand this stuff, and we always talk about this. Please reach out to us. We can send you to someone who is understanding of the situation we're in and is seasoned in this arena. We have partnerships all over the country, even all over the world.
Yes.
And this is important stuff. Don't go to your cousin who got licensed and has sold 3 or 4 homes. So again, go to our website www.thetjkteam.com. In our resources tab, we have lots of good stuff there. We will also have this article within that. And we hope to see you on the next one. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. We'll see you then. Thank you for listening and watching the Nitty Gritty of Real Estate podcast here with the Tom J. Krieger team of Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. If you are interested in buying a home, selling a home, or even investing in real estate, we have 5,000 agents across the country that we can connect you to. If you need any free resources, feel free to check out our website at www.thetjkteam.com. We hope you have a great day.